host, Kathie Lee Gifford. She's a true cultural icon and probably one of the nicest people you could ever meet off television. She's also a consummate writer and has authored a whopping 37 books. Her latest book is called Nero and Paul, and it's all about mankind's incredible lust for power. There are also some pretty stark parallels with the polarized politics we see today. I just talked to her all about it. Take a listen. Thank you so much. We're here to talk about your new book. I have it here.
Thank
Nero
you, Katie.
and
Congratulations on your new show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm absolutely over the moon that you could make it tonight. So thank you so much for taking the time. But let's talk about your new book.
Pleasure.
This is your 37th book, by the way. I don't know how you have time for all of this, but that is just absolutely amazing.
Well, I spent a lot of time commuting into New York, you know, all those years, and I used that time well. I wrote probably 15 of them in the car.
You know? Yeah, that's a very,
anyway,
maybe you should write a book about time management for the rest of us so we can do the same.
Yeah, maybe. This book is a difficult one. The first one, this is the second in a series called Ancient Evil Living Hope. And they're based on these epic stories that are in the Bible, but we only get glimpses of the characters, like Herod. Only the Nativity do we hear about him. Nero, very little at the end of Paul's life. But their lives were like worlds, you know, impacting lives. And I'm a history buff. So I co-wrote these two books, Herod and Mary, and Nero and Paul, with a brilliant man, Dr. Brian Litfin. He did all he's the one with a PhD behind his name, you know. He's done all of this research for years and years and years. And he came with all of his knowledge, and we got together and we wrote a very compelling story juxtaposing Nero's life with Paul's and Herod's with Mary. And they're not easy to do. It's written in thriller form. So I found it fascinating that Nero's life, we know about the Caesars, you know, they're horrendous, hedonistic, bestial, evil lives. They didn't start out that way, but they all ended badly. And then there's Paul, who changed the world with his writings. But he didn't start out that way. He started out as Saul. So, Katie, what I found fascinating about it is nothing's changed under the sun, really. The lust for power has never changed. And we write about these men who will do anything to get it and anything to keep it. Murdering their mother after having sex with her for years. Murdering their children. You know, murdering anybody that stood in the way on the way up and on the way to keep it, you know. So, but Paul had a different kind of lust. He thought he was a righteous man. He was trying to murder and get rid of all these people that believed in Yeshua, Jesus, as the Messiah. And so he had this lust to be big in his world. He wanted to be in the Sanhedrin. He wanted to be the new Caiaphas, the new high priest, until he came not face to face, but ear to ear with Jesus on the road to Damascus. And he said, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? And he goes, who are you? He says, I'm Jesus. And now that's what made him change his mind, because he literally heard his name. He was blinded then for several days, but never the same. Changed his name, changed his outlook on everything, because you know what he realized? He had missed the Messiah. He'd missed him. The word says, the word became flesh and dwelt among us. He missed all that. So that's what I find so fascinating about the juxtaposition about these two men. Yeah. And you'll learn so much in these books. They're chock full of real history. We're very, very careful to be so
I love it.
Not perfect, nothing is, but very, very careful.
It's a historical record, but you have commentary and you have narrative imagination written into all of your books, but especially this one. And this was, you know, of course, history, as you said, you're a history buff, but can you compare this to present day? Is Nero a cautionary tale about focusing solely on power for yourself rather than a greater good or a higher being?
Well, it's about both of them, because both of them were on a different path with the same lust for power. So, yeah, Nero did it on a world scale, and we see that everywhere. I mean, how many of these world leaders truly care about their people? Name a couple. I'd like to know. And then there's Paul. How many people in the world are religious to the point that they're so dogmatic that they'll murder people too that don't agree with their ideology? We're all guilty of some of the same lustful desires, but what our book is about is what choices do you make? Because we all are human. We can make bad choices in life, but we're always given the opportunity to make a good one too. Yeah, a good one. And I heard the voice of Jesus when I was 12, and that changed my life.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You, of course, spent a lot of your time working in the news business, which sometimes focuses on negative. We also hear about a lot of evil in the world. And as you just mentioned, there is a lot of it. There are very few actual leaders who care about their people. Much of the world is a dark place. But there also are many more miracles. So what in this book can give people hope about the goodness that we can see over the darkness that is so pervasive all over the world?
Well, the light always stands at one candle, literally. It sounds like a cliche, but no darkness can fight the light. And Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and I am the light of the world. And whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. And that's the hope of these books, that the same one who created the world with the Father and the Holy Spirit is still creating beauty everywhere we look. And here's the good news. Our leaders may not love us, but Jesus does.
That was Kathie Lee Gifford, a true legend, of course. Make sure to pick up a copy of her new book, Nero and Paul, available now.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.